Join us. There you have it. We all got scary there for a minute. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Nat put that together, and of course, Nat is a lot of fun. And there we have it, because this week we are going written writ special, having special bites out of things. And the whole week we have a live. We got a live today, we had a live yesterday, we got a live tomorrow, we got a live Thursday, we got a live Friday. So this week is going to be very interesting. Let's see if I can keep it up.
Well, if you can't, I'll do it.
Well, that's a good thing. That's why you have your partners and all the guys in the background going, hey, that's also why we have special guest host Andrew Rodriguez.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
So, Andrew, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Of course, you know, the people at home want to know who you are. So go ahead and give them your spiel. Let them know who you are. Let them know what you do. And, you know, have fun with it. Go for it.
Well, hi, guys. Hi, guys and gals. My name is Andrew Frank Rodriguez from Andrew Frank Rodriguez Art. I'm pretty much a map maker and content creator for gaming, Dungeons and Dragons style games. Also worked for a couple of modules that went through DM Labs. I have been working in Dungeons and Dragons since I was, let's just say, not professionally for years, but I got my big break during 2000 with our new campaign setting called Covenant of the Kyber Mark, and it's an Eberron campaign for Dungeons and Dragons that you can find in DM Labs. Also, like I said, I draw maps and different facades and landscapes. Amazing work that I've been trying to get myself into, and I hope people get what I'm trying to do. I love maps. I love fantasy settings. I love my genre, and hopefully one day you get to see me at a table. But you can always find my work right here at Andrew Frank Rodriguez Art.
And of course, your work is fantastic. That's why, as soon as I get the money together, we're going to put together a nice little thing, a homage to my old Vampire the Masquerade game, Omega City.
Dude, Torador for life, man.
I used to be Gangrel.
Oh, okay,
I love
okay.
Gangrel. Oh man, but I love Vampire the Masquerade, and this time of year always makes me think about it, especially because I started the online posting game October 13th, 1999. So
that was when you had to find a web ring.
That helped me become the writer that I am. So you know, I have to give it so many props. And of course, Vampire the Masquerade is such a meaty role-play game.
I remember just trying to find games back in the day, and like you had again the old web rings, finding good places to play. There was a great game like in 23rd Street with a good friends of mine. Unfortunately, I was outnumbered by Ventru and shit, but my language. But yeah, it's a New York City game, so you're always gonna have the higher ups of the clans there.
Well, you know how it is. You know, the whole politics of the game, you know, as interesting as it is, can get very, I guess, interesting.
Yeah.
If you're outnumbered, you're outnumbered. You know.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
What city you're in? You know, my city's usually used to have mostly Toreador princes, so that made life a little easier than having a Tremere prince or a Ventru prince or. And the game was fantastic. It has such a great background story. You know, the whole idea that vampires come from Cain, you know, because he got marked after he killed his brother Abel. That's just a great story idea.
What I enjoy was I think I stopped playing around 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would sit down in games, but not really actually role play it. As actual going to clubs and role playing as a as my vampire character. But yeah, I believe like it was a great game for its time,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that it found new blood with the quote a pun intended with gamers, and everyone started playing the video games like religiously. Now it's like Bloodlines 2 and stuff like that. I'm promoting I'm promoting something that's not mine, but it was one of those things where you can find now that their communities are still around, but they've gone into like this gameplay, and I respect the art. Oh my, was it Street? Oh my God, Beat Street. What's his name? Beat Street. That was his name. The guy who did all the art for Vampire Masquerade. Yeah, it was just.
I can take the book down, but that's going to take
some work. No worries, man.
But yeah, his art was fantastic. It had this, of course, because it is from the 90s. But you look at it now, it has this really 90s feel to it. The game had a 90s feel to it, but it came out in the 90s, so it kind of makes sense. It had this vampire Matrix type of thing feel to it.
And it felt indie. It did feel like a very indie comic, very indie. Had a very indie audience as well. Yeah.
That is it.
But we will do that. We will rebirth this your game. I'll definitely do that. Like right now, I'm drawing a Frankenstein, a map for Frankenstein for like just for a book that I'm doing on all the different horror monsters. So yeah, so I'm doing like these maps for that, like in just classic Hollywood.
Right. But I love maps. I love maps for games. I love maps for it makes the games so much more fun, especially when you have an actual map to play with. Because I know sometimes in D&D, especially when you got homebrewed, you have to like more imagine the world than
Yeah. I'll show you something. This is like one of my older maps that I made, but this is like a floor map that was just done with a rollerball. I mean, so like you could see, like these are just battle maps that people used to just draw instead of just buying them. So you just 5x5, you just take a rollerball, you just have a regular rollerball pen, just black, and just make your little pieces so you can actually stand up and just place them down. And so like right now, because of all the new avenues of just getting content out of just for publishing purposes, you have drive through, you have DM Labs. If you could get in, you have just straight from Amazon. So you can really, this is a great time to actually do a homebrew, put your books together in like an InDesign or any other great book combination, and just sell it for people who want to play. And the cool thing is, like 3 of my games started out that way. Like we were just friends of ours who played for years and just said, well, what was your aspect? And what was your aspect? And I was the guy who had the art and the maps. Another friend of mine who was good at writing. And then another good friend of mine named Will Lotto, really cool cat. He came up with this book called Boss Rush X 2001 XX. And it was kind of like a love letter to everything 90s, like Sega video games and old Capcom games, and like even what was that old, like it was a really old show like Bubblegum Crisis and Pavlovar. So it was like this different regions, and even the artwork actually reflects like all these different like cool 90s manga. And we just made our own game, and I'm actually very proud of it because it was like my first real attempt to make my own game with my friends. And it was his pet baby. It was like I read this script for 20 years. We've been playing it for like 5 years, and I want to sell it. I said, dude, do it. I'll give you. I was like, just pay me just for my work, like not for the art, but just for my time. And he came up with a really cool product. You can actually find it in Drive-Thru RPG called Boss Rush 2001 XX. And it is just like different nations of mechs. And the world that I drew was a reflection of every single post-apocalyptic thing that could happen. Because like in the 90s, every single anime started with a post-apocalyptic something. From like just like Akira's like Hiroshima bomb kind of thing to like colony drops from a Gundam, like just every disastrous thing you think of. We put in that board map and like, okay, so we're in a place where a colony fell, and this area, this is like, this part is where a huge like cyclone took over like an entire continent, and then we actually put bosses who are responsible for each calamity. So also has like that, like you fight all these little monsters, and then you get to this one boss who was responsible for this calamity. Hell, we even threw an MD guy's kind of like weird, where you can actually build them human, who is just builds armor and armor. That was my first real attempt to like get into that business, get into that industry. And then right now, a good friend of mine, again, because I've known them for years, they've seen my maps, and just like you, were a big admirer of my work. They say, hey, let's collaborate. And I haven't done a comic book in years, but I've done games. So it's a good trade-off, because I actually came into this. If people don't know, I actually came into this industry to be a background artist, like a background art artist. So,
Right.
Or because I always felt like there's not enough background art, or there's not enough attention to details for people who love details. So yeah. So I mean, look, I play, like I said, we both played Vampire the Masquerade. We both play D&D, very in detailed oriented games.
Right. And that's the whole thing. That's the fun about them, is how much detail, how needy they were. Because D&D is nice, but I feel like D&D, even though you can make it either way, has more of the it's more about the battles, it's more about the fighting, it's more, even though it can be role play, but I find that and it can get really meaty, but it's not really
who has the biggest numbers versus against who has the biggest numbers, and we fight these numbers to the point where they're whittled down.
Right.
But role-playing games generally were about just, escapism. So, and a lot of it is right now still very computer-oriented, video games-oriented, because that's where I believe that's where I don't want to say it, but I think that's where the market is. Just see how, like, what sells more is how fast you can develop a game, so you can put it down on a table. Right. So people could just start playing. So like Hero Systems and those games like that, where it took years to like just calculate one attack. Or my personal favorite was a Traveler game where you could die even making a character. so yeah, and the cool fun things about what I kind of missed about any kind of White Wolf game, especially I used to play even their fantasy game version of it, and their it was Aberrant. No, Aberrant was their superhero version. Yeah, Aberrant was their superhero version of that. But yeah, you get to engross yourself into characters and play, and while now it's really like, here's dice, here's what your attack looks like, and it's like a going away from. Now, like two games I designed with my friends were very D&D like. The company I'm working now for, it's Storm Bunny Studios. They came up with a game called Bloodlines and Black Magic. If you're into American cryptids, if you're into like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you're into like anything like supernatural oriented like style, it is really lends itself to role playing. Though it does have the game design elements of a fantasy game,
right?
With very dice heavy, but it's not like, this is really like, this is your character you're designing in America. Well, we're all, the area right now we're dealing is America style, Wisconsin. So everything that's happening right now in the game is like focus on Wisconsin. But you could take our book, and you could take the book. Great guy, Jason Senior. If you ever want to go up, if you want to talk to a very interesting fella about fantasies and stuff like that, he's your guy. He had a really cool book, also a veteran. I believe he had worked with like all these different games and heard about all these different stories and came up with like the first game we ever came up with for my character was me hunting a hodag. I myself, a New Yorker from Brooklyn, New York, never even heard of a hodag. So he was like, well, let me tell you the great story of American cryptids. And then I got into the internet spiral of like just watching
No. You should know better than that. Especially as any type of writer, you should know better than that. That once the research starts, the hole gets deeper.
Yeah, I was like, what's a hodag? Wait, what's a Wendigo? What's a
that? Next thing you know, you're in some kind of dark web and people are chasing you.
But it was hilarious because it was like my first exposure to that. Oh, hi, hey,
Mr. Despair, how you doing?
So yeah, it was like again like a person like I was never like, even though I played Vampire the Masquerade, I don't think they ever mentioned like cryptids.
I think there was a game in the universes that had to do with the cryptid. I know they were making one recently for the new Vampire the Masquerade.
Right. So
I know that much, But I remember each character or each thing had its own thing. You had vampire, you had werewolf, you had mage, you had it was connected, but it wasn't connected.
Well, right. So now we're talking about like monsters from like Native American myths to like even monsters created straight from creepypasta style stories, which I read a bunch of them and also watched a bunch of them and heard a bunch of them on audiobooks. And I fell into that rabbit hole, but it was a great experience to cut my teeth in because I was a play tester for their character. I was quintessentially a hunter. I was pretty much a Bobby from Supernatural in a way.
I forgot they had hunter too. Oh yeah. It was each section. It's hunter, werewolf, the apocalypse, mage, the ascension. It was so fantastic that it had different aspects, and you can play whichever world you wanted to, and if you wanted to connect them, they could connect. Again, I think they did a great job with all that. And speaking of great jobs and horror, let's bring in our guests who are waiting in the background. Boom, boom, boom.
Yay! I'm a guest today.
Yeah, Annette, you're a guest today because I don't know what you're doing.
I'm gonna drop like 20 times in one stream. Let's
go. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I'm now Tony.
You should just change it for the Halloween.
Why don't you let the audience know who you are, what you do? Give them a little spiel of the beautiful thing that is Devil's Rain.
Well, I am the writer and David.
Rudy? We lost Rudy. Oh, there you go. Rudy, your mic is having an issue.
Oh, man, Rudy. This is not better.
Woo, it's worse.
Hang on.
Oh, I heard you for a second.
We truly are in the month of October.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to fix this.
This is how it's been on the show for the past. I feel like the show.
All right, Rudy, we can hear you better now.
There you go. Yeah.
A little better.
Yeah, you're good. Nope.
All right, I think I have to hold it like this, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds better. Go ahead, talk before it goes crazy.
Well, I'll let David introduce it then.
Fine now, go.
Oh, all right. Well, Devil's Reign is a comic book about.
Well, we tried.
Rudy, let me take over for a little bit.
All right, David, you take over.
All right, go.
All right. So, hi guys. My name is David Abrevaya. I'm an artist. I'm the main artist on Devil's Reign. I live on the East Coast. Rudy lives on the West Coast. And our comic is basically if the rapture were to happen and how the world would end up. So our characters are we start off with our characters already in the world of the Rapture, where all the good people of the world have disappeared, and people are just starting to become possessed by these crazy demons from hell. And we progress through the story, basically seeing how different characters and even our own characters are affected by these people being possessed, because it's almost like they become zombies. But they're not zombies. These are demons that can talk to you, and they interact intelligently in the world. But they're really, really savage. So so one of the best parts about our comic is if you're going to start off with the Rapture and people are going to start, being possessed by demons, we start you off in the worst place you can possibly start off, which is in a jail. So everybody's becoming a demon. So you're basically seeing a hole open up from hell onto planet Earth, and just basically just wreaking havoc and starting to break out of the jail and really start to take over the world.
Dude, it sounds like you're ready for a video game.
Oh, hell yeah, that would be great.
Dude, that sounds like the beginning of a video game. You're in the jail. You don't know how you got there. You need to get out. You need to find other people. How are we going to survive?
Dude, that's like 99th level of hell start. I love that.
Thank you so much. Let me just show you guys. So I'm not too sure if you could see this, but this is literally the third page of the first issue. I'm gonna try and see if I can show you guys this. So it starts off with 4 officers that just walk into one of the jail areas, and he just sees everybody in the jail cell just going nuts. They're screaming. They're setting fires on everything. They let the toilets and the sinks overrun the jail cell, so there's water coming all over the place too. It's really nuts.
It looks nuts.
Yeah, it does.
It's from issue number 1.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah, you sound much better.
Okay, I just got rid of the mic.
Okay. Dude, I gotta admit, I like the idea of what feels like a zombie book, but you have possessions instead, and I feel like it gives it a whole different feel to it. You got a different place you can go with it. There's so much else you can do with it.
Yes, I agree. We actually talked about the video game spinoff, because you could just make a game about somebody trying to escape the prison or something, and that could be a game itself.
I'm telling you, yeah, dude. That's the first level. You're trying to get out of the jail, trying to get away from them. Then somebody comes and rescues you. Then you guys try to get out of there. Then, dude, this just sounds like an epic game. Very Resident Evil feeling,
Thank you for saying that. Thank you, because that's I take a lot of inspiration from Dead Space and from Resident Evil.
Because I remember old school game that they did that, but I haven't seen anything like that in a while, in a long while, man. I everyone has this fear of being in prison, because I don't care what you are. I was like, I don't care who you say, I could no, shut up. Shh. Everyone has that fear of prison, of being locked up, and let's add some possessed people in that. No, I want to read it. I want to see the movie. I want to see it probably on Stars or something.
I don't want to be there.
Rudy wrote this one segment. I'm going to show it to you guys so you guys can see this. This is what hooked me into the book. This is what made me actually really dive into this. So this is how the scene starts. Okay, one of the inmates are on the floor. He's got his shank. The officer is like, put the weapon down, and then the inmate just starts to rip open.
Wow.
Starts to rip himself open, stab himself in the eye, and then he goes and gives the shank to the officer. And when the officer takes the shank, he takes his own eyeball, stuffs it in his mouth, and starts banging his head up against the bars.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
Wow.
Ah,
So that's how you can tell. So this character, so Rudy wrote this character really well. So basically, this is a character that knew what was happening and didn't want to become possessed. So as he's literally fighting himself to not become a demon.
that's great, man. I'm telling you, you guys really are. That's like when you guys, when I saw you at Big Apple, you guys caught my attention. I went by the table like 4 or 5 times. I was like, "There's something here, man. There's something." Then when I got there and you guys explained everything to me, I was like, "Dude, I love this concept, this idea." Like I said, sounds like a great video game. Right now, as you're saying this, I can also hear a nice role playing game where you're one, again, you play as one of the characters. I can see it. We were just talking about role playing games before. This feels like you can actually have a nice meaty role playing game where you get some good role playing and you get some good action at the same time. So I feel like you guys got a lot of ways to go with this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Throw in some like weird Bible cult
Oh,
speaking
yeah.
guy who just goes crazy. Yes.
Uh-oh.
And he's like,
This guy is on the
I
money.
wanna
Oh
I
my
wanna
God.
read this.
Oh man. Look at that.
You know what's cool too is
Yeah, a little preview. Go ahead.
well, a friend of mine, his son, because he got like excited about the comic, and he made a prison on Minecraft. Like he
Ooh.
like assembled a prison and then when I went over, he showed me. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Look at
fantastic.
that
That's what I
kid.
love about it now. You
Yeah.
can actually get that creative.
Yeah. So we already got the map. The game's coming then, I guess.
Oh, it feels like
Open a
it.
Minecraft account.
Yeah, you guys got this good energy going. I really like. That's another reason I wanted to have you guys back is because I wanted to see how far you have progressed, what's going on. I love your book. I have to admit that you got a great concept. Your writing style is fantastic. Because you have to be able to pull it off. And then the art, you guys just got this great combination. We were just in the green room. I know because David sent us the preview to 3, and we were looking at it, and oh my God, it looks beautiful. Hold on, let me put that up now. Oh, you guys have to see this, so you can get a better look at the book. In all fairness, it's black and white, but at the same time, you don't miss anything.
Black and white is the same thing. It's good.
Oh, definitely.
Black and white's all the way for me, man.
Oh, I love it. I love how the
Thank
red
you.
stands out in this. So you got me. I'm a noir type of guy, and this looks noir. Oh, look at this. Beautiful, man. And it's so crisp. The inking on this. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's crazy that gray almost looks like a bloody pink red.
Yeah.
That's right. I wanted to make it look like dried blood.
Oh, you did a good job, man. And I love how clean it is because a lot of times people when they're doing these type of apocalypse or zombie books, they kind of bleed the drawing art kind of makes sense because it is what it is. But I like how crisp and beautiful this is.
Thank you so much, Ralph. Yeah, we're definitely trying to lay into the emotions and dive deeper into the characters and the way they're feeling throughout all of this. The conflicts that we're introducing more conflicts. So as the story comes on, as you get deeper into the story, you're going to find that our characters start to fight each other.
Of course. Ah. Yeah, but that isn't that the drama of things. Most of the times the real monsters are the humans. It's not the situation they're in. It's not the zombies. It's not the demons. It's the humans themselves that tend to be the bigger monster in any of these.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it's kind of similar. There's a show actually that's kind of similar called The Leftovers. It was on HBO, and it was about the Rapture as well.
I think I remember
I've seen a couple episodes. It was pretty good. I never got to finish watching it, but mine's kind of along those lines. It's basically the raptures happen, some time has passed, and the people who didn't get to go, are just kind of making sense of it. Going back to work and just trying to get back into society is going again, and so the story starts with that corrections officer. So some of the other corrections officers have been raptured. So because of that, they're short-staffed. So he's going to a prison that's very understaffed, and because some of the inmates have disappeared because they were also raptured, they're treating it like they're escape cons. So it's kind of
Actually,
chaos is going on.
yeah. You would treat it
Yeah.
like that. They've had to have escaped. Yeah.
Yeah, you got no choice. Yeah, you got to treat it like they've escaped. Exactly.
Yeah, especially because you don't want to risk the fact that you didn't do anything and they did escape.
Of course, yeah. And we
And
another cool thing that we did in this one is we're reintroducing some more villains. So Ralph, if you could scroll down just a little bit more, I think I sent you one more picture. There we go. So here we go. So you're reintroduced to these two characters that start off issue 2. And you don't really get to know how devastating or how devious they really are until you open up issue 3. Things are going to start getting crazy really quick.
Oh, it's already crazy, so I can't imagine how much crazy it's gonna get. Ah, dude, you guys really got something here. I love the look of it, the name of it. It all comes together. I saw a little pin there when I was looking at the Instagram that looked fantastic. So I see you guys getting on the merchandise aspect of it too.
yeah, though the whole team that's come together, it's coming along really well. Everybody brings something to the table. It's awesome.
That's the good thing. That's what you want. You want the whole team to be able to work out and work and meld. When you have that, then you really get things going.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's a good chemistry for sure. But once we get this one done, honestly, mostly the plan is just keep on pushing it, getting it out there at cons. I always tell people it's kind of like when you're a band, you got to get out there and just keep playing your songs, and sooner or later you get picked up, you get noticed. So that's all we're gonna keep doing that.
And so the goal is, well, what's your goal? Well, where are you leading? Because I know you probably have a big story. How many issues do you think you have that you need to get done? Is there like a first arc or a second arc? How are you guys going with this?
I think we were planning on doing the 4 issues and then making it into like a 4-issue graphic novel, right? Something like that.
I would
And
say
then,
the full. Oh, go ahead, Rudy.
And then no, that was pretty much it. That was it.
Oh, okay. So the first graphic novel is going to be coming out soon. So it's going to be issues 1 through 4, and then I would say throughout for the whole story to be realized, we need about 3 arcs. So
All right.
three graphic novels.
That's pretty good. And of course, we all know that the more comics you have, especially when you're going from convention hopping, the better it is. Are you going to go with a Kickstarter for the the pull the books together, or are you just going to publish it out straight?
I'm leaning towards the Kickstarter now just for financial reasons. So I think a Kickstarter would help us out. It gave us a nice boost the last time. So it gives you it does really gives you a kickstart. So I think, so it helps. So I think we'll do that again. And then I'm actually working on like a pitch as well right now. So yeah, we're just going to keep doing the cons, and then I'm going to start pitching it as well.
That's the important thing. You guys got something here. So somebody, if you're looking for somebody to pick it up, I have a feeling somebody will. I definitely do. Yeah, because this we're just looking at it's not even completely finished yet, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having issue 3 at the Big Apple Con. The next one we go next year.
And that one should be in April if I remember how the con either March or April if I remember how they go.
I think it was March. Yeah.
All right, because I know this December they have the special Christmas Big Apple Con. But that's only a 1-day thing, and they should have the regular one sometime in April. And I think they try to do about 3 a year.
Nice. And what was awesome about that con that we went to in New York is it was our first time in New York, and then you were talking about tables earlier. The guy actually gave us 2 tables, which was awesome. So
Oh yeah, that was great. That was great.
we had 2 tables for the price of one.
I have to admit that corner really was situated for you guys.
Yeah,
You caught my attention
Yes.
from across the room. That says a lot because these rooms are usually full of people.
yeah. No, it was an awesome. I'm telling you, these spots are like they're cutthroat for these spots at these cons. It's crazy.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely are. And I think also what helped you guys out, and you saw the energy there. You say you have a good crew, but you actually saw that energy of the good crew at the convention itself. I think I had a little video playing over here. Let me see if I can put it back up. Because you just felt the energy coming from you guys. You guys were having fun. You guys were enjoying each other's company. It just
Well, I think is that where Eli, our colorist, is dressed as Jill Valentine from Resident Evil.
Oh my God, yeah, and he was doing his art on the side, which is one of the good things that tables helped you out because it actually had him able to do all what he was doing over here, and you guys were selling the books over here, and it was a good combination. And you had that fantastic print that just stood out, man.
Yes, that's me and Alex Ramirez. Alex Ramirez, he's the cover colorist.
Right.
And he's an incredible person.
Yeah, you can see it here when the video first starts. That print just caught your attention from across the room, and you guys had that special comic book that was nice and shiny, and it hit the lights the right way.
Well, we actually sold out our black and whites, so I don't know. We'll probably do more black and whites. I don't know.
We have to do more black and whites.
Yeah,
it's the whole. It looks great. It looks very noir. Especially because your black and whites have that touch of red on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Something else that helped us too was we switched printers. So we originally were going with this printer named RA Direct, and they're really great. They really are.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this new printer. Rudy, do you remember what their name is? Printwell or Comicswell?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Alexa if she's listening. I'm not sure.
Well, somebody's saying just wait till it's colored.
Oh yeah.
That's Eli. That's the colorist.
And go Rudy, go David, come on, woo! Like I said, great team. You feel that energy. That's contagious.
And even with the Kickstarter, you feel all that love. Like all these people that just come out of nowhere and just support you. It's pretty awesome. People that you don't think are going to support you too. Because I work at a hospital, so I had a lot of nurses and stuff. People I didn't really know, they're into comics. Then I started realizing just tell anybody who had a comic shirt on or something. I started telling him. They were all pretty excited about it. So I was like, those are my people.
I gotta admit, I used to work in a hospital, so you'd be amazed how many of those people are our people.
Yeah,
I actually know 2 doctors who actually created their own comic book, and they've been in New York Comic Con. They've done the book, the independent book Zindan, and it's a great book.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's it about?
It is, if I remember right, because it's been a while since I talk about it. It's set in a Middle Eastern type world where there's an assassin trying to put things together, if I remember right.
Okay.
I'll
call you later, and I'll bring it back on and go, this is what it is. But it was great. The art was fantastic.
Am I weird enough? Is that the guy with the big map? He had a big map of his world.
Yeah,
I forgot his name. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah.
He had a big map of his world as instead of just a trade show. Mm-hmm. He had a huge map of his world. See, that's me being my ODC.
And yes, on top of that, they had the map. And they had this huge tent around it, so they actually, went into the show of the show.
Yeah, you felt like you were getting into a beautiful area of the dunes and the sand.
Exactly.
So Now, I'm not saying you
Oh my
make
God,
your
that's so
place
cool.
look like a prison because I don't want to see a
Hey,
prison.
I think that works, man. You know, you guys set up a nice booth that looks like a prison.
Nah, you tell me if you came up to like, yo, it's about you're trapped in a prison with demons. I'm like, nah, I'm afraid of that. Here's my money. To give me the book. I need to read
Just give me the book, man. Yeah, but you know that's how it is. You gotta get creative. You want to stand out at these conventions. You know, you want to do stuff.
Oh man,
Now I feel like I want to see it happen.
I actually want to see like that, like the film. Like you're just like, oh, but yeah, I love this. I love your artwork, that the setup, and yeah, color. I'm looking at right now. I'm looking through you got it on a Reddit, and so I'm looking at like just on the first book, and yeah, just like all these different like beautiful. Yeah, there's this guy just being dragged. This cop that looks like he's being dragged. I think it's number 2. I was like, sucks to me. Stop and skip. I thought like it's done.
I'm one of you.
Yeah, White. That character, his name is Whitehurst, and we kicked the living shit out of that guy's ass. Oh my god.
Being dragged. I'm like, oh shit. And all the smiles and monsters. Yeah, I love it. I mean, I go for that kind of like he said, I go for that kind of energy, but I love comic books that do that. Like I actually like if it gets your attention, it grabs you, and like John Waters says, watch the effed up movie. You know, read an effed up book sometimes because it's really cool that you never know. And I'm gonna instant fan. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna grab it right now. Like
Thank you.
Dude, yeah. See, like I told you, people are just looking at your stuff, and it's selling itself almost.
Thank you, man. We're pushing the power on this.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I mean, like the way I work in the conventions is I want something to catch my attention. I want it to go, come here, Ralph. Talk to us, Ralph. And you guys do a good job of that.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, man. That's what we're going for. And these possessed demons, they become a lot more interesting. It starts to get really, really insane. I want to tell you, like what Rudy's got going on is like on another level. Okay, this is like shit's about to really hit the fan. So.
Oh, dude, man, I can feel it because like I said, the writing is superb because you can see how many directions you can go with this. There's so much he can do with it, and at the same time, you're like, okay, so what is he gonna do with it? There is so much he can do with it. So what is he? Because there's just a lot there that you can actually do, which is what I'm saying. This allows itself, it plays itself to be a video game. It plays itself to be a role-playing game because there's just so much there. The lore, and I can feel that it's just so much that you're putting together because it's just an aspect of the demons coming into the humans. Then you also have just to play devil's advocate here. You also have the aspect of some of these demons aren't going to be playing well with each other.
They definitely are not.
Somebody's going to be rebellious because it's just the nature of things.
We've discussed things like that. We've actually, like, because honestly, if you were in hell, for who knows how long, what would you want to do if you got back to Earth?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you probably have your own agenda.
Exactly. Because of course the main boss always has their agenda, and all these guys are following him, but it's hard to keep track of everybody. Yeah, and see, that's just me like letting my brain go, and I'm like, oh, I can see this. This is tasty.
Yep.
So there's definitely
we're definitely trying to. We're trying to tell a story where the gates of hell basically open up, and the people who are in purgatory are really damn it. It's like I want to say something, but I know I'm going to spoil something.
Spoilers.
I was like, really? Do tell. And they're like, what?
It's coming. Save it for the pitch. It's coming.
Yes, Rudy.
Well, see, folks, we're all giddy here with what's going on here, and as a writer, I'm telling you, I'm just sitting here going, well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. There's just so much fun you can have with this.
I just can't believe how Andrew just hit the nail right on the head earlier, and he was like, "Oh, religious cult. What? Like, who said that?" I was like, "Fuck."
I've read my Bible, sir. I've read my Bible. Like, that guy becomes like the weirdo who starts his own little religion. Always happens. Like, okay, he's spinning scripture. Yeah, we're gonna walk this way, buddy. Have a good apocalypse.
And when it comes
Rudy,
yeah. I wanted to be very respectful of religion when I wrote it, but at the same time, I wanted to make it like my own thing.
Yeah,
it's the apocalypse, man. They all have that weird book at the end, so don't worry.
Yeah.
That's
So
it's open to interpretation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's a Sunday school. Thanks, people. I just love the idea that, like, because like every good post-apocalyptic show or even book has to have an interesting protagonist, and like your demons coming like in when you're writing about them or even seeing them in shows, they're the variety. So you have like a variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
But what I guess what people don't understand, like every time, because again, I'm telling you before, the company I was working for, they have their own post-apocalyptic game, but they have this thing with American cryptids, and they have this thing about demons too. And what it's amazing is that it's not the demons who are the focus. It's the people in the world around and how they interact around it and how they interact with each other, and then their weird decisions, good or bad or even piss poor. And if you get that, like, if you get that formula really great, you have like people coming back. You did one thing. I was like, oh, I never heard of. Let me click on this. You see a guy being dragged in a prison. You're like, yeah, this is something I would like to explore. And it's like amazing. Like you can really go into like again to really weird chat rooms with this, and I love. I'm again instant fan.
I like it.
Yeah, see, like
thank you so much, man.
That one, part 2. That's the one I was just pointing it out. Like I was just looking at, but there's a great Reddit I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
Oh, this editor.
And the covers are just amazing. They're not your normal type of covers, and I feel like that makes them stand out even more.
Thank you. We're trying to invite you into the demon's mouth.
Exactly. Because I'm talking about normal cover. People have this like let's put them a certain way. Let's do this. I feel like this has this movie poster feel to it. At the same time, you're trying to capture like different aspects of horror, and it's so dynamic.
Thank you. For the first cover, to be honest, I kind of wanted to go old school retro, like old colors, those nice brights, the bright colors to kind of draw you in.
Mm-hmm.
And on the second cover, I was like, I just want to go full Evil Dead, like with the main character just being tortured, he's got to jump in and you think that he's there to save the day. No, he's just trying to survive.
That's funny. You got some nice devil's heads from Devil's Reign. Woo!
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just like fantastic. It really just draws you in, and that's what I have to tell people. If you're looking at it, it's drawing you in. Go check it out, man. Go pick this up. I'm telling you, you are not going to regret it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we
So,
definitely.
just the beginning. Yeah.
Any feedback is welcomed. Rudy and I are very easy to access, which is great. We respond very quickly. And so far, from everybody who's purchased the comics, they're going crazy over the artwork. They're going crazy over the story. They're liking the direction that we're taking. Obviously, this is the very beginning, but issue 3 puts us into a whole new area. We're introduced into other characters as well. We're developing the story, and a few of our characters get themselves into a lot of trouble. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm like, my mind is blown while I'm drawing this stuff.
Yeah, I was at a con earlier a couple months ago,
Right.
and somebody actually came up to our table and they were looking for issue 3, and that was an awesome feeling. I was like, we don't have it yet, but still, that's awesome. That's a cool feeling, man. That was a cool feeling.
That says a lot, man, because
Yeah.
as soon as you're into something, you want the next piece of it. So you're like, and in today's age, people are like, I don't want to wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the reasons why the bigger books, the graphic novels or the trade paperbacks do better, is because you got 4 or 5 or 6 issues in these things, and people get a chance to just sit down and read the whole thing in one shot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you get your a full chance to jump right into the pool.
Mm-hmm. That's why I remember feel like, your Kickstarter should, knock on wood, go well.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know for sure when we're doing it.
Oh, good. I was about to ask. That's probably the next question. I'm like, do you have a timetable on when when you guys are going to go in this direction for the Kickstarter? Because I know you still got to have to put issue 4 out, so that there's a time to there's time there.
Yeah, we're still debating on the strategy that we're going to be doing to fund it. Personally, I think it might be a little bit better for us to aim. So we're going to be launching a Kickstarter in spring.
Okay.
Around the time when we all first met up, the entire team met up for a convention called CreepyCon.
Ooh.
So we're going to be launching it around then. And we're going to have an iPad with us so that anybody who buys the first 2 issues can just they can order the 3rd issue right there and then.
Boom.
And the Kickstarter is basically, we're going to base the Kickstarter on funding, the funding of issue 3 and issue 4. So it'll fund the graphic novel.
Nice. That's the way to go.
At least that's the strategy I think we should take. But we're still talking about it.
Yeah,
that's a good idea though, because that means that and if you're helping support, you're helping support more than what you think you're helping support.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. But you just got to keep grinding and keep getting out there and selling it and talking to people and gaining followers, and it's hard, man. But it's a labor of love for sure.
Oh, definitely. And I feel like it's a good idea to like I've talked to other people before, where, to have a Kickstarter that's going on while you're hitting conventions. Because you actually can chase an audience that you probably couldn't chase otherwise.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's another thing too. Like, because we have to get together and discuss that as a team. Because I know Alexa was also mentioning something like that. The girl who helps us. So like, timing is also very important.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely because I know right now there's like a ton of Kickstarters, especially in October, like going crazy out there, which is one of the reasons why we got a live show every day this week, because people are like, hey Ralph, I got a horror comic that I want you to check out, show off the I'm like, come on, bring it on. Next thing I know, I got 5 shows. I'm like,
I think personally, this is just in my personal opinion. There are so many artists out there and so many brand new people out there who are launching in the month of October.
Yeah.
Not realizing how many people launch horror stuff in October.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the reasons why I love our approach to it, because what we do is we're able to deliver the comics to you around October and right as fall hits. So you still get that creepy feeling. you still get that your thirst quenched with horror, but at the same time you're not in that that area where it's like everybody's buying horror right then.
Right.
Gives people a little bit of time to recuperate some funds to to get something cool.
That's a definite, and that needs to happen. And of course, the other issue right now, is the fact that people are trying to count their bucks. So Kickstarters are doing well, but at the same time, they're kind of struggling a little bit to get to where they need to go. Look! This guy named Rudy Orozco, he put a little.
There you go.
Too much fun.
Yeah, we actually launched around the pandemic too, like right when the pandemic. So that was also kind of rough because we launched at a kind of a bad time. Like it was like, was it around COVID? It was like right at the height of COVID, I think.
So you guys launched at that time and still funded this thing. That's amazing.
Well, that's actually, here's the thing. That's actually like the greatest bonus of all, because you had an audience just there willing to like read anything, any kind of escapism. That was like the perfect time. And people were just like, oh, I need to read something. I need to look at something. But then like that was the horror during a horror book during those times with an actual pandemic. And you gave us like, here, end of the world kind of thing. I mean, I had two types. People had two types of thoughts back in those times. And I'm still thinking those times either I'm going to buy a comic book or read something that's really horrific, or I'm just going to watch Disney. A lot of people didn't. They actually just ran forward to like, yeah, screw it. Let's play a game about like right now. I could say for myself, I watched so many horror movies in October, and I was like, you know what? I'm home. Oh, my friend has a comic. Let me read that too. Like, it's a perfect time to like escapism when there's real stuff happening. And it was just like, I'm sorry I didn't get to see it now until today. Like, really, Ralph was like, yeah, I have these guys talking about this comic. I'm like, wait, what's this? Oh my God, prison? So I'm again like. Even through word of mouth, like right now, I'm looking for your book. I'm on Facebook. I'm gonna give you your likes. I'm gonna be like, hey, where's your group? Where's your fan group? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's a perfect time because here's a cool thing. Like everyone has like this great story, and like around October, you have all these like great number one books, and you don't see number two. You came out with a number two, and then you're saying we're doing number three. So you have people who are like following you. I'm going to be looking for. I want my third book. I'm like, no, seriously, I want my third book. So yeah, I'm like, click, done, and add cart. That's what I'm going to do right now. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Awesome.
No problem. Thank you, man.
Let us know what you do.
I just put their website in the chat, so if you want to do the same thing that our friend Andrew's doing down there, you can find their website there in the chat, and you can go down the rabbit hole yourself and pick up 1 and 2.
Just make sure you put an H before the T.
Okay, and we also have a chill cat. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that showed up right.
No.
I was like, I think it's supposed to be something else, but I'm going to put it up anyway.
When Twitch emotes don't work on YouTube, Sag. Very
Dude, now I feel like I
Sag.
have a character. What is his name? Chill W Cat.
Yeah, Andrew, we were actually really scared to launch around that time because of the pandemic, but we had gotten so far in the project, and we kind of were like, we've got to pull the trigger sometime, and we were so happy we did it.
Psychology. It really is that psychology that people were like, oh, okay, let's read this. Like we have, like right now, like I'm going to tell you right now, the best thing you guys did was just launch. Like it's the best thing you ever had to do because you have this cool idea, and now you're getting followers. Like right now, I'm like, hey guys, look at my stuff. Hey guys, I also have my own group. I'm going to post your book on my own my own groups. I'm like, hey guys, yeah, sure, no problem.
Thank you. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
man. Thank you. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
Issue 3 is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I agree. Wait. We got an explanation.
And shit.
Cat in a box.
When people don't understand the emotes, very sad. Very sad. I'm with a bunch of boomers. This is very sad.
That is not an emote. That is words.
No. That's emote. You just don't understand it. It's an
Yeah.
emote. You don't understand. Very sad.
Thank you.
Yeah, one thing I'm doing to keep my chops up a little bit during this month is Inktober. I'm a little behind right now. Ralph, have you guys ever heard of Inktober?
Oh yeah, we had a couple of the guys come on the show and talk about Inktober.
We did it very early on in October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is around the time where all artists are getting creamed. Anybody who's working professionally and has like, has like 3 jobs, we're just all getting creamed right now. So I think I'm on.
I was gonna ask, that was my next question. Was like, are you fine? Are you caught up? Because what usually happens is you get stuck behind.
So just to let you know, I have sketches for all of them.
Okay, that's great.
But if you check my Instagram, I'm gonna show you guys a couple of my new ones, and I have a feeling that you guys are really gonna love these. Ralph, you want to show them my Instagram so they can see the
I got it right.
The ones
here.
I have up so far.
For you to say something.
And then I have a treat for you guys. So that was empty. I think that's day 14.
Cute.
Yeah, that one's kind. Yeah. I tried to.
Ooh, I'm looking at it right now.
You tried to.
Yeah, so I tried to make them as simple as I possibly could.
I can see. Okay, it's still very well done though. For simple. It always bugs me out when an artist goes, "Well, I try to make it as simple as possible," and I'm looking at it going, "I could never do that."
Dude, there's one. I'm not gonna say which one it is, but I should not have spent as much time as I spent on it because I didn't even like the finished product.
Wow. Well, this one looks great. I love this one.
I love the pumpkin in that one.
The pumpkin looks really cute. Look at that. This thing is all Halloween right here. Even if you didn't say Halloween, it just yells Halloween.
Yep.
Guys, Krabby. I want a mini. I want this mini. This Dungeons and Dragons mini. Krabby.
Dude, oh my God. Thank you so much for saying that. That's the one that killed me. That's the one that I spent way too much time on. Way too much time.
I want it to look like this. I want something that looks like this and it says Krabby. You understand?
Hold on. We'll put you up.
Oh, here. This one. Right here.
Oh, it's coming up.
It's the perfect mini. I'm seriously, this, to put it in something like this.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, now we're talking. I can see that for D&D. I can see it as a creature for.
Yeah.
I'm giving me ideas. I'm a DM, so. Let's put you back.
So yeah,
there we go.
So with that one that you're looking at right now, I was listening to this song. I'm not too sure if you guys are into like heavy metal.
Yeah.
But there's this band called Manowar, and I was listening to this. I love them. I was listening to this song called I think it's called the Great Spirit of the Cherokee or something like that.
Hold on.
Jordan, you got this. I believe in you.
I'm working on it.
Jordan.
Now it has a very long intro.
Whoa.
What did you say you think it was?
The intro is really long to that song.
Or which one?
It's so good.
What's the name of the song?
I think it's called Great Spirit or Spirit of the Cherokee, Manowar, Great Spirit, something like that. It's like a tribute to the Cherokee.
Mm.
So while you're doing that, I will answer Glass Monster here because she says the comments are kind of slow. I don't think it's just you. I got a message from StreamYard before I came on saying that some of the messages are going to be kind of slow, especially from Facebook.
Oh,
So but yeah, people are enjoying this. You should be
that's
proud.
okay as long as they keep coming in.
Exactly.
So yeah, I just followed you, dude.
Oh,
On your Instagram and everything, man.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, man.
David's art is amazing.
It's a spirit horse.
There it goes.
That's the one. That's
Yeah.
the bastard. Sorry, I don't know if there's kids watching this, but there are
It's
some
okay. I already
drawings in
had
life.
someone else beat you to it for the first one, so
There are some drawings in life where they're in your head, and when you put them on paper, you're so happy that you got it out of you, but you hate how much time you spent on it. This is one of them.
It's funny you say that because as a writer, I can completely understand where you're coming from. There's some stories where I put them down, or some poems where I put them on paper, and I sit there and I go, "No, that's not right," and I play with it for a long time, and then I'm upset with myself because so much time has passed, and you've moved the words around in so many ways, and you're still going, "That's not what I want."
Mm-hmm.
I know, Rudy, you have to agree. Oh, yeah, but this looks fantastic, bro.
Nathan's back.
Thank you, man.
Did he get thrown out? Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
I got you, Nathan.
Thank you. I could completely disappear and no one would care, but you
It's
got
okay,
my back, Jordan.
Hey, to be fair, that was the first time you've done it all stream.
Yeah. And I'm over here on the other screen looking at stuff while I click on things. Ooh.
Oh, really? Because I've literally dropped 5 times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with this one, I wanted to go super graphic. With all of these, I wanted to go super graphic, but with Krabby, I really screwed myself.
Yeah, you went pretty far with Krabby. This looks like it took you a while.
Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. It's good. It's awesome.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Thank you,
To
man.
me, this looks fantastic. It looks like you spend a lot of time taking care of this. You can see the amount of time you've actually put into this, and it has that look of being polished.
Thank you, man.
And as a DM, I want to know how to put this in my game. Dude, your style, I just love your style. It has a noir feel to it, but at the same time, it's something else.
mhm.
Thank you, man. Yeah, one of the coolest looking people I think is a guy named James Dean.
I love
he's an
James
old
Dean.
actor, and he died in a crazy car accident. But he looks so cool to me. I don't know, some of his his expressions are so dramatic, and every time I get a chance to use him, I try to use him.
Dude, he looks fantastic here, man. The silhouette of the whole thing, I like the direction you went with it. So, sometimes you could have gone a whole other way, but I feel like this simplistic looking piece, even though I can tell you really worked it, just makes it stand out.
And the word of that day was match. That's what
Yeah, that's right.
That's the cool
That's
thing.
right.
It's match, and everyone's like,
Oh my God.
You went.
Dude, you went far with this one.
Oh
man.
God, I love the. No, I think my favorite one. I would have. I couldn't believe. It's Bouquet. It's
yeah.
the astronaut giving a here's to you, honey. It's the Earth. He's giving the and that's a story of itself, man. It's just he misses his wife. I was saying, hey, last astronaut on Earth, just here, a toast to the Earth, I don't know why I go to. It's Halloween. It's gonna go to a dark place, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. What I wanted to do. So in the past, if you keep looking through my Instagram, you're gonna find a chicken, right? And this chicken has an astronaut suit on it, and people really love that one. So I was like, you know what? Let me do something with space. and I was listening to Rocket Man. And, you know, when he says, you
You can
know, I
feel it.
miss the
Okay,
earth
you
so
can
much,
feel
I
it.
miss my
Yeah.
wife. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what if I draw an astronaut with a bouquet of flowers, you know, kind of like sending off a flower to the earth, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that you were listening to Rocket Man here. You know, it has that ethereal feeling to it. Because, you know, Rocket Man, as simple as it is, it just feels outerworldly as a song.
Yeah.
It feels
For
like you're
sure.
actually floating in space as you're listening to it.
Hmm.
Oh my God. This is fantastic. Dude, this looks like you spent almost as much time with the other one as you do
Nope.
with this one with the other one.
Nope. That
Wow.
one took me about an hour and a half to do.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
Took me about an hour and a half. That Krabby took me about 5 hours.
Whoa.
Mhm.
So I was really upset at myself with that one, but I'm happy at how it came out.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
that looks fantastic.
Hmm.
Dude, man,
I had to.
this is
You know.
this is a print you can sell right here.
Oh, for sure, man. Actually, I was doing a live drawing session at the Rye Art Center,
Right.
and I had that piece on a giant piece of paper, like a 24 by 36-inch piece of paper, and I was drawing it, and I didn't even finish the full drawing, and somebody bought it from me.
Damn. That says a lot.
So I was like, it's not done yet, and they were like, no, I want it just as it is, and I was like, okay. So I redrew it for my Instagram.
You know how it is though, you know, when when the art catches somebody's eye, you know, especially because you know there's different places where you can actually finish the piece, but sometimes a person sees it so much differently than you're seeing it. You know, I've seen
Oh,
this
for
happen
sure.
with artists before, yeah. And then they're like, no, this right here, and the artist is like, but I need to do this and this and this, and the person's like, no, right there.
He was like, don't touch it. I was gonna sign my name, and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just putting my name down. That's it. I promise. I'm not gonna change it.
Oh man, that looks great. Oh, this is beautiful too. You're on a roll, bro.
Thank you, man.
Hmm.
I can see why you're stressed out. Ooh,
Yeah,
look at this one.
I'm pushing it, man.
I already told, like, I think Ralph, remember I put that Instagram post and that I said, screw this Inktober, I'm done.
Yeah, he went like to a certain point, and all of a sudden
It's
the
like,
post comes up and goes, "Screw Inktober, I'm not doing it."
this is amazing. The pumpkin, the pumpkin girl and the witch with the pumpkin.
Dude, your style is so like,
This is
you know,
this is everyone's 90s crush, and now like everyone wants this girl. Like, oh my god.
it's just amazing. Like I feel like you are in so many different areas. You got your horror down, you got your noir down, you got your superhero down. And you know, sometimes like you know, as an artist, you know this. Some people stay in one place, but you seem to be in different places.
Thank you, man. I'm trying to. So I try to really challenge myself. I try to push myself really really hard to see what I'm capable of. Sometimes it works against me, obviously with Krabby, but sometimes it really does come out very beautiful. The gargoyle. I want you to think about this. I promised myself. Okay, I promised myself that the gargoyle was going to be. So that took me an hour to finish. Just an hour to start, an hour to finish. And I was like, this is as hard as I'm going to work this Inktober.
I feel like that flew out the window pretty quickly.
Dude,
Mhm.
famous last words. I'm pulling my hair out. Oh, so let me show you. So
Costello.
oh hell yeah. Dude, I love
That's what
coffee,
keeps
man.
you awake,
Oh my
man.
god. Hell yeah, man. In the mocha pot.
Oh, dude, man, I for years I was drinking Costello the way I was drinking it, and then I found out, oh, it's espresso. I'm like, this is what do you mean it's espresso? Because
Hell yeah, man.
you know how it is. You just drink it like it's normal. It's over there on the table. You drink it. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is great," and I still love Bustelo more than any other coffee.
Oh, so Ralph, so really quick, what you have on the screen is an old project of mine that was completed in 2017. That was for this gigantic wall, and I'm not even joking. The illustrations you're going to see pop up on the screen are 8 feet by 540 feet.
Wow.
Okay, so it's an entire wall of illustrations I did in the city of Mount Vernon.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and those are all digital paintings with watercolor mixed with them too.
How long did it take you to do that?
Oh, it took me like 6 months. It took me a while.
I'm looking at how big this is.
Yeah.
Damn. Of course, we got a coffee fan over here. Coffee!
Dude, we all raised with Cafe Bustelo. Shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this.
So before I show you, so I've got a couple of Inktober's that I do want to show you guys that I have not dropped yet. But so I'm going to tell you about that Batman. So
okay, hold on.
For that Batman, this Batman piece, I submitted that to a gallery in the Bronx. My friend Michael Gracia.
We know Michael. Yeah.
We all Mike. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He helped get me into the show.
Cool.
And I didn't know this, but Batman was actually born, pretty much born in the Bronx, and he was also born very close to the gallery that we exhibited in, and it's called Poe Park, right? And you know how there's Bob Kane and Bill Finger who created Batman. So Bill Finger's granddaughter was at the gallery.
Nice.
And it wound up turning into this extremely beautiful and big thing. It was like the whole park was celebrating. It was wonderful. But that's the piece that I submitted to the gallery. I literally had only like a week to push that out, and thank God I had the willpower to stay awake and finish that.
Dude, this is a great Batman piece. Like I as soon as I saw it, I loved it because it feels like the Batman that I like, which is the detective Batman. This feels like right up that alley of the noir Batman, and it just captures that Batman that I like so much. So I was like, okay, this is fantastic here.
Thank you, man.
All right.
So now I'm gonna show you guys 2 spoilers. Okay, two spoilers that are coming up. So first I'm gonna show you Fairy, which I finished the line work today. Hold on. Let me see. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Let's try and zoom in a little bit.
Nice.
She's on top of a little mushroom, right? And the second one, because you guys are gaming fans, I think this is really gonna blow your mind. So this is what I did for Ponytail.
Ooh.
Hey,
oh my God.
Earthworm Jim.
I love that
Oddworld.
game.
Oh, Oddworld.
Awesome,
I thought it was
right?
Earthworld Jim. Yo,
No, it's
Oddworld.
Oddworld, yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't see it.
I love
Oh,
that game.
dude.
Oh.
It's good old. That's
I
good old
played that
Abe right
puzzle
there.
game to death.
Rage quit until you get good.
Oh my God, those puzzles were like, oh, come on, follow me.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I remember that game. That game was awesome.
Yep.
I'm like, no, follow me. Come on. What the hell's wrong with you people?
What are you doing? Don't go that
I
way.
didn't say that.
I tried
Into
to.
the barrel, not into the fire pit, not into the trolley. What? Into the conveyor belt. No, I didn't say that.
Oh my God, the stress of that game.
Yeah, I tried
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit of Soulstorm, but it didn't feel as good as the older games.
Oh yeah. Was
I
that the
feel
one with the gunslinger?
Soulstorm is the newest one that
Yeah,
came
the
out.
newest one.
Yeah, for Oddworld.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I forgot about that
With the
one.
new graphics and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elden
I
Ring
saw-
had nothing on those on Oddworld. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I had
Oh
a
my
miracle in
God.
Oddworld.
So Eli just left a comment. She said, "I had a miracle in Oddworld," and it's true. So we were both playing the game, and we got up to the part where it's just before you go to the Munch's world and the other world.
Yep.
So she just wants me to tell you guys. So so what happened was that we were struggling at this one part for so long. I started. It wasn't even a rage quit. It was like I was going to throw my control across the room, kind of quit.
Yeah.
Because we had tried this, I swear to God, nearly 50 times. And Eli, she ran into the section, right? And you have to run through the section, jump, and then you have to duck because bats are coming up to kill you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got to jump again and then run to the next area. And then you got to get past the little dogs, press a button, then come back, run on top of the ledge and do the whole thing over again.
Yep.
I remember that.
Mind you, we're playing 2-player.
Right.
So if I die, I need to let her go.
Yeah.
So she does this, and on her, like, I swear to God, the 58th time she did it, and it felt like it was all by accident, or she was the master of the game. It was like Abe was doing things, and she got through it. Like, I swear to God, like she was eating cheesecake at the same time. I was like, how did you do that? How?
Because I'm a gamer, peasant, and you just throw the
Gamer.
Yep,
my God.
I know
Those
all
are the
about
moments that we live for as gamers. Oh my! When everything just plays itself the way it's supposed to play itself. Because I always feel like the game is working against you.
Dude.
Oh God, that game.
I still, to this day, I can't believe it. I think about it sometimes, and it was like watching someone at level 100 do something. It was like like walking or breathing for this person. The hardest puzzle we've been through so far.
Yeah.
Like breathing. Yeah.
Wow.
Respect.
Oh, so I see we're at the top. Well, we're past the hour. All right. So, guys, either want to go whatever you want to say here at the end. I'll put up the website while you guys do your spiel.
Make sure there's an H
tell
this
people
time.
where to find you and stuff like that. Go ahead. Whichever one of you wants to start.
Rudy, you go.
You go ahead, David.
Okay, fine. So guys, you can find us at Devil's Reign Project on Instagram. That's where we pretty much list all of our updates. You can also follow me and then it should be under my name on the screen, David underscore one of the hardest last names you'll ever see, Abrevaya. So that's my Instagram. And if you guys want to keep up with some updates, you can see the artwork that I'm going to be posting there. A lot of the stuff that you saw on the podcast is going to be going up as well. So please look out for that. If you want to order our comic, all you got to do is go to wallbreakercomics.com, right, Rudy?
That's right.
Wallbreakercomics.com. And you'll see my artwork as the backdrop. Just scroll down a little bit. For both issues, we're selling them for $10 as a bundle. And we should be launching the Kickstarter in this spring. Let's see what else. So I wanted to announce this next month, but I guess I'll announce it this month. So after. Yeah. So I'm also I'm gonna put a poll out there on my Instagram to see if how many people want me to actually collect all of my Inktober's in one book and sell it through Kickstarter. Try to get it funded and all that stuff. So that's something that I'm gonna look out for next month. I'm gonna be putting out a little bit of marketing material for that as well. And yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. And I can't wait to be on this podcast again. Ralph, thank you so much for your patience. My God, man. Because I cannot tell you.
Thank you very much, Ralph. Yes.
Stuff
September and
happens, bro.
October.
Stuff happens.
September and October are seriously like devastating months for artists because it's usually when a crazy amount of work just starts to just cast a tidal wave over us, and we have to like try and like gather ourselves, you know.
And at the same time, you're doing October. You guys are
Oh
crazy.
yeah, and I'm doing October. My God, man, dude. Oh, one more thing. I guess I can mention this to anybody who's going to be on the East Coast, who's in New York specifically, and who's around my area. I'm also going to be teaching a cartooning class at Westchester Community College. So if you want to learn how to make comics, or if you want to learn how to illustrate for comics, and how to get your flow down, compositions down, and storytelling down, I believe the course is 10 weeks. So we're going to have a good chunk to basically create a comic. So that's another thing that I'm doing as well. And that's going to be in the springtime.
Awesome.
Well, we'll probably have you back so you can talk about your Kickstarter if you do go the Kickstarter route for your Inktober stuff. So, you know, you can talk about it then again.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for having us, Ralph. This
No
was
problem.
awesome.
You guys are always a blast. We have so much fun. Let's see. Let's start with our guest host, Andrew. Anything you want to say? You want to drop your places of finding again?
Oh, sure. I think I said it before, but you can find me on my Instagram at Andrew Frank Rodriguez Art. You can also find me on my Facebook site, Andrew Frank Rodriguez Art. I also have like a group I usually use to show my new or even my musings of Dungeons and Dragons, and also Art Robot RPG. That's The Dead Do Walk. And of course, since it's October, this is where I have the most traffic. This is where I'm sharing all the things I'm watching and loving. I've already talked about Boss Rush 2001 XX. If you into like a 90s love letter to games and let's just say comics and anime and manga, it is the perfect RPG for you. I've been playtesting with a company called Storm Bunny Studios, which they have a cool book called Bloodlines and Black Magic. And I actually have a map coming out for one of their modules for their Alessa group, Alessa games. And of course, last but not least, I actually do have a DM Labs product with. I was the art director for that. It is Covenant of the Kybermark. It's a Dungeons and Dragons adventures for I believe I'm doing we're doing a second version of that adventure. But the first one is if you're playing in an Eberron setting. So if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, it's a Dungeon Dragon product. Great experience of my life. I got the job during COVID. So like I said right now, if you got something done in COVID, and I got my big break during COVID, so I'm just all smiles. Yeah, that's all all I have to say is positivity. Watch me when I do my live drawings like at 5 a.m. So yeah, thank you so much. And buy my maps. That's all I gotta say.
Gotcha. Andrew, I'm gonna follow you now.
Thank you.
Awesome,
All right,
guys.
who's gonna go first, Nat or Hagar?
Go ahead, Nathan.
No. I got big stuff. You go first.
Whatever. All right. You can follow me here on YouTube. Andrew's already done so. Rest of you would do what you want. This weekend, even though I won't be there, this weekend in Baltimore, Maryland is Baltimore Comic-Con, where the illustrious Ringo Awards will be talked about. I can grab this book right in front of me. This is nominated for a Ringo Award.
All right. Congratulations, man.
Hold on, I'll put it up.
Oh, it ain't mine.
I know it's not yours.
It's not yours?
No.
It's Dirk Manning.
Yes.
The illustrious Dirk Manning.
Yes, sir. Source Point, all that good stuff. Baltimore. Cover of Darkness Kickstarter has 2 weeks or so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got a little
Seems
bit
so
of
wiped
time.
out.
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
All right, let's put you back. Let's start Nat up. Go for it, Nat.
Okay, so thank you all for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another Written Writ late night bite all week for his special. I don't know what you're calling it, but it's just a special event.
Call crazy.
But big news. First, make sure you're following Bitsy Tandem and Floosh Schmallow on their socials, because I am literally counting down the minutes till their project drops. I can't display it because I am on Aurora Than, and PC Coon can't connect. So no, Ralph is not ready yet. Is getting changed.
Yeah, but you can go and check out press the button and get notified. Because that always helps. It's a very important process of kickstarting to get to the site and press the notify button, because it actually helps out the project. It helps them get into a better place in the line of being.
Well, here's the thing, Ralph. I believe a good chunk of that's getting changed. I don't.
They can change this all they want. I'm just telling people they got to go over there and get notified. Get notified.
But yeah, so just make sure you're following Floosh Schmallow and Bitsy Tandem, and they will let you know when that thing goes live.
Okay.
And it looks great. It looks beautiful. I want to cry.
Yeah, these pins look fantastic. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait for the Kickstarter to go live. It's great to have Floof doing her thing with Bitsy.
You should see it in person, Ralph. It looks real nice.
Oh, I do have one more thing to mention.
Go for it, David.
So Ralph, do you remember last time I was on the podcast that I showed you that giant banner that Lucasfilm was making?
Yeah.
They made a pin set. So my company made a pin set out of the banner. Do you guys want to see it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So look at this.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks great. Oh,
that's freaking cool, right?
Yeah.
Neat.
Cad Bane, Boba Fett, Mando, Grogu, and the Rancor emblem right there. I mean, the Rancor emblem isn't in the final illustration. Let me just refresh you guys so you guys can see it. But yeah, the Rancor is not in the final illustration. But if you saw the Book of Boba Fett, then you know why the Rancor is in it.
Right.
Let's see. Almost there. Okay. So this was the final illustration.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Woo.
Hell yeah, man. That's also me and Alex. So it's Alex Gormirez who did the colors.
Right.
And obviously I did the line work.
Oh my God, that looks fantastic. The pins look great.
Man, I haven't seen Alex in years, man.
It's funny about being in New York. You have the same circles. The world is smaller than people think.
Oh yeah.
I do have one last thing to plug.
No, go for it.
Dirk Manning's special project gets dropped on
that's true.
Halloween. And if you're a wrestling fan and you like comic books, in November he is starting his Kickstarter for the Arn Anderson comic.
Cool.
Yeah, Dirk is busy. He's gonna drop the news actually pretty soon.
Yep.
In the next couple of days. Yeah.
And him and Ralph are still hiding something from him.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not hiding nothing.
Oh, they're hiding a lot, Joey. Don't worry, I'm included in it.
Nothing happened.
Wait, you're a part of it too?
Oh yes.
Of course.
Nothing happened at New York Comic Con.
It's okay. I have someone who just told me everything.
Okay. So the means to tell me this,
smooth like butter.
Just know that I'm a little bit of the reason why it's happening, Jordan. I love you.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah, don't believe the hype. It's a sequel. All right, guys, this has been the Written Writ Late Bite. And of course, if you guys we're talking about patches and pins, I have to mention it. This weekend, we have Patches and Pin here in New York City. So go check out Patches and Pin. It's going to be a great convention for 2 days. And Game of Tunes is going to be there. Speaking of Game of
I
Tunes,
believe it's on Canal, right?
I think it's higher up. And Game of Tunes is going to be here Friday, and we're going to talk more about Patches and Pin on Friday, and more about a Kickstarter that our pal Game of Tunes is going to be going with Paul Pins. And we just love his pins, so we have to check this out. I'm telling you, this next couple of days is going to be really busy. And that's not even talking about tomorrow on the regular Written Writ, where all craziness is happening. And I'm bringing like 3 guests in just to have some Halloween fun. And we're not even talking about Thursday, where things get really godlike. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
With that, I'll do what I always do. I'll press the button, and where it stops,